Hello YouTube, back again with another video, and today we're going to be doing a registration form in Dcoder, and with this we had to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And we'll just demonstrate the form real quickly just so you see what values that we have here. So in this form you will have to put in the first name, the last name, the address, the city, the postal code, province, the age, the password, confirm password, and the email. And as you see here underneath, it has a submit button and a reset button, as well as a copyright. Now let's go back to the code. Now with this code, we have here, what we see, we have the input ID, which we'll explain on that a little later, and you also have the types. So for some of these, you have to fill out the form. You have to use text. So with the first name, last name, you got to use the text, and also with and several other. So with the password and the confirm password, the type is equals password, which will mask the password. And then with the buttons here, what it'll do is that with the type submit, it will submit the information. And there was also an on click. And the on click equals check form, and which we'll explain on that a little later. And then there's the reset, which the purpose of the reset is to reset anything that you type or reset the whole form for you to type. And over here at the bottom where it says div ID equals footer, underneath we have a copyright, and this is just for fun. So if you want to make the copyright symbol, all you have to do is use the ampersand, copy, and then a semicolon to make that symbol. Now moving on to the CSS, which will be really quick. The background color, we just made it a little light gray, and the color is basically the text color, and we made the text color black, and we had text align it and made the form center into the middle of the page. Now onto the JavaScript. So earlier in the video we talked about how for onClick equal check form, it was calling this. It's calling the function check form. And just to start off what is inside this check form, you have the var, or the variable, that is a container for storing data. So we have 5 vars here, and just expand on one of them real quickly is the regular expression, which is a sequence of characters that form a search pattern. And what these will be searching, just to sum up quickly, is that it will be looking for characters with the A to Z's from A to Z, and also with the 0 to 9, it will look for any of the digits that are between the digit in the brackets. As well as for the password, we'll do the same thing and the regular. Now moving on to the if and the if else. So for the ifs, it's to specify a block code to be executed, and if it's a specific condition, it will be true. So for an example here, with the document.get element, which when you put in this code, is for it to access an HTML element, and which in this case, if we go back to the HTML, it will be calling the input ID. And so it will call f name, and then if they equal to each other, it will be correct. So if it's not the same name, it will ask you, please enter your first name if not incorrect. So if it's not, for example, like if you type in a digit or you don't put in nothing in there, it will please say the first name if it's true. So if you go to else if, to the else if, and it's true, it will then after ask you for the last name. And if this is false, then it'll tell you please to enter your last name. And then so on and so forth as well for the address, the city, the postal code. And it will also ask you to give you the right postal code if you put in the wrong conditions. And then it will also have for the province, because it specifically wants you to pick between certain provinces from Alberta, or AB, BC, MN, ON, QC, or SK. And then it will ask you for that. So document.get element by ID by age, and it'll ask you to please enter your name, enter your age. Else if, sorry, so with the is NaN, what that will do now is that it is a JavaScript reserved word, including that is not a name that is not a legit number. So if you don't put in a legit number, it will give you a message saying, sorry, you must be 18 to register. And over here as well, so we go through this again for the password and the confirm password. So for example, if the confirm password does not match with the password that you originally put in, then it'll ask you that it'll tell you that the password do not match, so you would have to be able to put in the password. Else if a password needs 6 letters with at least one characteristic digit, and we do that because we made a condition earlier that asks us that we have to put in at least 6 letters with at least one numerical digit. And then you have to also put in the email, and if the email is not formatted correctly, then it's not going to be valid. So it'll tell you that you have to put in an invalid email. Now, if everything is correct, you put in correctly, then it will tell you, and it will check, and then after that, you'll get an alarm saying thanks for registering with our website. If else, it will return false. Now, going through everything real quickly, we will now run the demonstration. So we will put in everything correctly for the first time. So Joe. See right there. And also it shows up that page because for the website, it's not available. It has no backend. That's what I mean to say. Joe Smith has put in 122 or 123 Apple Street. Let's say city is Toronto. Postal code is now A2W V4 7AT. And instead of we had the correct. Now let's pick a province. Let's say ON, since Toronto is in Ontario. Age, let's say 77, or maybe even better, 31. Let's now make a password. Let's put in season 1. An email. Let's put in joe.smith@hotmail.com. Then submit. Please enter the correct postal code. So for that, so we did it wrong, which is good because now we see how it will validate. Now let's try one more time, and let's do this correctly. Joe. Start again. My hand slips. Joe Smith. Address. Let's make it 123 Apple Street. Let's use the city just to keep it onto Fruits, Orangeville. Postal code L2W1T9. Let's choose 29. Password. Let's use, we can make it anything we want it. So let's just use season 1. And email is joe.smith@hotmail.com. Now let's press the submit button again, and now it gives you a message, thank you for registering for our website, and then it will save in there, but unfortunately here we do not have no backend, and then that's it. So that's the form, and it makes the validations. Overall, it's works perfectly fine and it's successful. I just wanted to do a quick little video on JavaScript form validation, and thank you for watching.